Hey guys, this is part 3 of the 1165A1 build. As you can see, it's finally painted. It's not 100% done, but it's pretty well done. I'm very happy with the results. It was an absolute nightmare, and it's not perfect, but it's good enough. So let's go into the build. So starting from the front to back, we have our black accent pieces, starting with the front bumper. This has the cutout for worn winch. This was super easy. I just masked the top, paint it black, and it goes with the underside that's also painted. Those beautiful geared hubs, spindle nuts and all that, that have also been painted prior. The wheels themselves aren't painted. This is dust from the garage. So everything there is nice and black. This grill is going to get removed and painted black. I just haven't done that yet. These lights are temporary. I'd like to get Trucklite LEDs. I got those in the H1. They're very nice, but you've got your black rings, throw the accents there. This guy still needs to be painted. This is the Trucklite Blackout light, and in case you didn't know, this version is LED and the light is green. It's pretty cool. And this housing needs to be painted black. The lens, front lens is already done, and the side is already done. This reflector is still masked off. One of these bolts is inside the cover, so very difficult to get to, so I left the front two on. These are getting painted just like these that I haven't put on yet. But these guys on the front, just easier to paint on the truck. And of course, you've got your nice lenses on the back side of them. So moving up to our wonderful hood here, which is very nice, very smooth. It's fun to touch. This is just standard grill. This is not the kind of bulletproof one. This one has a lot of ventilation. This is just what the Rev B trucks come with, I guess. I like it a lot. This is probably my favorite version of the grill cover. There are some that have that's like bulletproof. That's a lot. There's more to it. And then you've got your weird like scoops and all that. This one was really easy. I painted this like literally while this whole truck was sanded. I just painted this black, ton of overspray, but that's okay. And then I masked it and then painted the rest tan around it. I did that for 3 pieces on this truck. One is going to be the grill, second the front bumper, and then second the rear bumper, the A2 version. And then I just kind of did this like mix match. Some of the stuff I did before, some of it after. These need to be touched up. They were masked. They were kind of painted prior just to see if I like the look of them. So these need to be painted black. Same thing with this hook. And the Chinook, you know, will kind of ruin those, so I'll have to repaint those as it gets transported. Same thing over here, same deal going on. These turned out really nice, really like these housings. And on the Rev B trucks, I don't know if this is ECV as well, all of it is LEDs. Right from AM General. These guys are real basic LED bulbs, which I think I've got a couple laying around here. Some in the back. Yeah, there's these guys. I don't know if this was actually put in by the previous owner, but everything else is LEDs. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 LEDs here. These just accept LED. I mean, you can get these on Amazon. They plug right into them. The whole circuitry is made for LEDs. LED blackout lights, LED turn signals, all of that from AM General is LED. Even the interior dash lights are LED. So if you're looking to upgrade with Trucklite, you can, but know that it's not really going to make a difference. All of the stock included lighting is LED, except for the headlights, which I think are still the traditional halogen. So moving on, this guy didn't get painted. You can tell I ran out of paint actually. So this is going to get painted separately. Really easy to pop on and off. Literally, it's just one bolt up there. This is brand new because the last one I had broke for whatever reason. And then this was taken off and painted. So originally I was going to paint that in this piece black, but it looks good enough for me as is. And it's pretty clean. Well, that's fine. The doors were taken off completely. The hinges were also taken off. They were installed prior by me. They're brand new parts. I still painted all of them, painted all the hardware. All of this was taken off and repainted. So it's a nice black. It's not sun faded gray anymore. All of that was already done in another video that I've got up. That's going to be, just check the channel. It's the last video. This is the newest one. So that was the latest upload prior to this video. We got our AC grills here with, I think, like 8 or 10 screws each. The screws were also painted. This guy I didn't paint just because it is a part that can be polished. So just your standard automotive grade polisher for like plastic and vinyl that I have. I just haven't gotten to it. And then reinstalled. The kind of hardware to that is going to be installed there and also painted black. And I'm leaving this guy tan. Also, if you're going to be doing work on it, if you're having a problem with bees, because there's, I mean, luckily for me, this is kind of a side conversation, but there was 4 wasp nests that have been taken out of this thing. Luckily, all of them were deactivated. They all decided to leave before I got the truck, which is awesome. But there was a huge nest somewhere in here that must have been a good mounting point for nest. I couldn't see it all under the truck, nothing. But I mean, this nest was the size of my hand and just dropped down on the ground. Scared the shit out of me. But, so yeah, that's a place to check for them before you decide to get them angered and remove it. The bucket housings themselves, I decided not to paint black, but if we go over to this side, show you exactly what that looks like. Here is the lens housing painted black. Looks really cool. And again, here is going to be those the rear reflectors. All the reflectors were polished and the housings were painted. So we'll get this guy right here. Will be like that, and the red, it's going to look really nice. Same thing on this side, same exact thing. I got a brand new mirror thing though, because my last one was bent, which I think is somewhere around here, but it's not important. That one's going on the turret because those also use the Humvee mirrors. The A2 bumper, very nice, very nice. I really liked how it turned out. The Rev B trucks, possibly also ECV trucks, come with the mud flaps attached to the A2 bumper. And they also have this kind of, which is part of the proper mud flap kit, comes with this like blackout panel that you'd see with like a Predator lift kit. It's like a closeout panel, basically, is what it is. So, yeah, it comes with that on both sides and the mud flaps, which look very nice. You can tell the tailgate chains were taken off. They're over here. And you can kind of see why. I mean, this wasn't really something I could fix with paint and a little bit of sanding. I mean, I could. I didn't want to. I think it was like $37 for each tailgate chain, and I don't think I have them over here, but those will be installed. And I want to say that kind of does it. Like I said, same thing on this side. Nothing else has changed. And this has not gotten done yet. This one was the existing one, and it's kind of there. So this is going to have to be masked off and then painted black. And then it'll be assembled. So that's kind of it. I mean, I really like the way it turned out. Very impressed. I ended up using, for the paint itself, what I would recommend. You get a proper paint booth. You get a proper compressor. This is a little on the lower side, but definitely still doable. A nice HVLP gun that has a low CFM, something that works and that you can understand. And then the Rapco GCI Giuseppe 686, which is a wonderful paint. What I ended up doing, because I basically painted in the rain, it's Florida, we have crazy humidity, it's absolutely ridiculous. There's, as you can see, paint dust everywhere. It also didn't help, I didn't understand how an exhaust fan worked until almost the entire way through this process. So I just had a fan up there blowing, which I should have had a fan down there, which drew all of the paint dust and all that coming off from the HVLP spray and pushing it out the garage. So lesson learned on that. So I started with HVLP, that didn't work out, and then I used this paint, Wouldn't recommend it. It did the job. The paint is good. The cans are not too good. They're very light coverage. They don't cover much. They're pretty expensive. It's $150 for 10 of them. It is a perfect match though with 686. As you can see, it's a very nice flat paint. So I will say the paint quality is great. And this was custom made. I ended up using 10 cans. If you're curious how many cans it takes to do a same color paint match on a truck like this, the answer is 15. I would order 15 cans. I ordered 10 and I didn't get pretty much all of it done, but I also had an entire coat of Rapco 686 that was on this beforehand, so I didn't have to do too much painting. So that's just kind of insight on that. I'm going to be finishing things up. I got new wiper blades. I got new insulation panels for the interior, for the front side and passenger side. Those things were kind of pricey. Mac motors, by the way, awesome. If you need to get parts or anything like that, my go-to is Mac Motors or eBay's, Price Match, look around, Hummer Parts Guy, Advanced 4x4, Rubber Duck, all of that. Tons of resources, but Mac Motors is really cool. Difficult to search. You got to look through the TM and get the exact part number, but they have it. I mean, come on. This is a roof insulation panel for an 1165. Where else are you going to find that? The ones I've got in here are the back two are fine. The front two is like literally disintegrating. So I'm going to finish the paint on the outside. Not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm looking to get the 11 series turret on top. That'll be fun and a whole other can of worms. So kind of stay tuned for how this build goes, because even I don't know how it's going to end up. But that's it for paint. I'll probably do a little bit, like maybe a photo or something, I don't know, when it's all completed, but this video will be uploaded before I finish all the work. But by the end of the week, all the finishing touches on the paint will be done. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.